Are you a content creator looking for effects to bring your videos to a whole new level?
Welcome to Production Crate.
Production Crate is the resource for graphics, visual effects, music, and much more. On top of that, these assets are compatible with your editing software. Get your unlimited free effects today or premium effects for only $49 a year. Make it awesome. What's going on, guys? My name is Alex. Welcome back to a brand new video. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys a couple tips that I've collected in order for you to improve your editing, to actually take your videos to a whole new level. If you guys are excited, make sure to smash the like button down below, subscribe if you're new, and I would say let's get started, as always, right after the intro. What is going on, guys? My name is Alex. Welcome back to a brand new Vegas 16 tutorial, the last one of this week. And in this video, we're gonna do something really cool. And I'm smiling because I had to think of the intro. That was something I just had to do because in this video, we're gonna see how to make any clip, or how to take any character out of any video and turn that into a green screen kind of, just that it's gonna be transparent. So if you are excited for this tutorial, make sure to smash the like button down below, subscribe if you're new, and I would say I'll catch you guys obviously right after the intro. Okay, so right now we're on Vegas Pro 16, and right here I have the clip of a man, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this guy look like it's, he's standing in front of a green screen. So what we're gonna do first of all is see how long the video is, and that is probably, I assume, about, I don't know, 15 seconds maybe, like 13 seconds. So what we need to do now is decide if we want to use the entire clip or just a bit of it. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit of this clip just to keep this video relatively short, because otherwise this video would be 15 minutes and this is something I can show you guys in like 5 or 6 minutes. So what I need to do is I'm just going to go ahead and trim this guy down until it is about, I don't know, maybe like 3 seconds long. So then what we need to do is mask this guy out frame by frame. So I'm just going to click on the event pen crop icon, and we need to pick mask at the very bottom, pick the anchor creation tool, this one, mask out this man completely, and then what we need to do is move up frames, and then I'm just going to show you guys exactly how it works. So let me mask out this guy real quick. So this man is now fully masked out, and what we need to do now is basically move up frame by frame and mask him out again, because we're not tracking anything, so we cannot do this automatically, with the feature in Vegas 16 where you can actually automatically add all those keyframes. That does it for you. It's not going to work in this case because there's nothing to track. Just move up frames until he moves. So I'm just going to click on the next frame button, and then I'm just going to go ahead and see where he is actually moving. Okay, I think I'm kind of lucky because this man is standing very still. So if I play this back, there's not too much to mask. If you look at the top left on his head, you will see that if he moves, it kind of shows that little edge. So that's something we have to obviously adjust. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this box a little bit smaller so you guys also can see, and make sure to just hold my left control and adjust these keyframes. That's basically how I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna move up a few keyframes until the edge is showing again. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're gonna play it back, and I think these clips look very nice. Obviously, if I, around this part, as you can see on the top of his head, there's a little bit of edges coming through, but if you just spend, I don't know, like 10 more minutes on this, it would look actually perfect. But so you guys know how it works. So what we need to do now is we need to just add in a green part of the video, or just a green screen in general. So I'm gonna hit the media generators tab, and we're gonna scroll down until we see solid color, and it doesn't necessarily have to be green. It can be anything as long as it is just a nice even color. So we can just pick red, but just green is the obvious color for green screen and masking and everything like that. So if I drag it in And if I'm just going to go ahead and trim this down, this is basically what it looks like. And now you can have this man transparent on any video. It is that simple. The only thing you need to do now is just render out this guy, and then you can just add in the chroma key, and then this man will be transparent. And this works for any other clip, guys. Doesn't really matter which one it is. Okay, so I'm gonna probably get questions about how to actually remove the green as well, so I'm gonna show you guys that on top of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and render this out completely, and then I'll come back to you in a second when this finished rendering. Okay, so the video has finished rendering, and I just dragged in a thumbnail of a video of mine so I can show you guys how it works. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that we'll place the green screen clip on top of the video. So then we're gonna hit the event effects button. We're gonna scroll down until we see the chroma key. Then we're gonna pick the default one. Just drag that on top of the clip. What you need to do then is uncheck it for a second. Then you want to pick this color bar. Then you want to pick this icon, and then we're gonna pick a green part of the video. So then what we need to do is just go ahead and recheck it. And as you guys can see, the guy is transparent, and that's how simple it is. You can obviously mess around with the low threshold and the high threshold, you know, to optimize it and to get rid of any edges or anything like that. So guys, if I play it back, this is what it looks like. It is that simple. The man is moving. This is how you take any video and turn that into a green screen, or how to, you know, mask out the object. What is going on, guys? My name is Alex. Welcome back to a brand new Vegas 16 tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to use B-roll clips the right way, because the right way. B-roll clips are basically kind of overlay videos that you want to use in your videos, in your films, anything like that. I'm gonna, you know, talk about it in detail in this video. So if you're excited for this tutorial, make sure to smash the like button down below, subscribe if you're new, and I would say let's get started, obviously right after the intro. Okay guys, so as you can see right now, it is Wednesday. We're in Vegas Pro 16 right now, and B-roll clips are basically found anywhere. It can be on YouTube, it can be on, for example, story blocks. If you wanted to go ahead and check it out, make sure to check the link in the description if you want to get your awesome cinematic, you know, B-roll clips or footage, anything like that for your videos. Okay, so for example, what I'm going to use today is a old video of reacting to subscriber videos. If I play this back, as you can see right now, this is just me talking in front of the computer, and a B-roll clip is basically just something that's gonna play over the video. So what you want to do is, if you want to have a little bit more freedom, you don't want to place a secondary clip, for example this one of like the city, you know, with the sunset and everything like that. What you want to do is you don't want to place it on top of your video, because it's gonna cover up the video like that, but you want to create a separate video track. Just right click, hit insert video track, and then you can place the clip under there. So what we can do then is, for example, let's say that, you know, this clip of the channel reviews is a shot of an interview of someone, and you want to go ahead and place a clip on top of it. For example, let's say that this person is saying, last year I was, you know, in Hong Kong, as you can see. Then you can just go ahead and overlay this B-roll clip, real simple, and you can do this with anything, but you want to make sure that you want to delete the audio of the clip that you want to show over it, or that it doesn't have any audio at all. So B-roll clips are really handy to, you know, give a professional twist onto your videos, because if you just have an interview and a person is calling out certain places, you can just, you know, type in the location of the person that the, you know, he's talking about, and then you just drag in a B-roll clip, and that can just give a real professional twist. And obviously you can just make that appear like that, or you can just go ahead and create a fade in offset. You want to hold your mouse on top of it right here at the beginning, then you want to drag it on like that, and then you can just have like a nice fade into the clip, as you can see, like that. It looks really nice, and obviously you can just add in a fade out, for example, like that. So it's going to go back to the video, and B-roll clips are used in a lot of different movies, anything like that. So guys, if you're looking for websites where to get B-roll footage, make sure to check out Storyblocks. It is just a website that I use as well, and that's a really handy. And if you need footage that, you know, is copyright free, royalty free, that's not going to give you copyright issues
issues or anything like that, make sure to check out the description, sign up for an account, and then you can just start downloading right away. So guys, if you want to have a tutorial about, you know, more in depth about filmmaking, let me know down in the comments down below.
This is the intro that I filmed, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from start to finish to keep the quality and make it even better, everything like that. So the first thing that you want to do is when you finished filming a video, you just want to go ahead and place the SD card into your PC or laptop. You guys know how that works. But then the second thing comes up, and you know, in order to be safe on every single field, what you want to do, you just want to go ahead and create a new folder onto your computer, and then you want to, for example, call that video, and then you want to first drag in the files from the SD card onto that folder, and not necessarily the files from the SD card straight into Vegas Pro. Because if you, for example, thought like, okay, I need to film a few extra more shots, if you didn't place your footage onto your computer first, if you take out the SD card out of your laptop, it will actually delete the clip out of your Vegas project. So what you want to do is first import all the footage from your SD card onto your computer. So once that is done, you want to make sure that you will just import your footage by hitting File, and then you want to click on Import. That button isn't there for nothing, because obviously 90% of the people that use Vegas or, you know, basically any other software, they just drag the footage from the folder into their software. But what you can do, and also to prevent crashes while importing, especially when it's really heavy footage, what you can do is just hit Import, and then you just want to basically select the video that you want to go ahead and import like that. Okay, the second step is once the video is into your timeline, what you want to do is always, especially for gaming videos, but just for other content as well, you want to right click on the entire clip, hit properties at the bottom, and you want to check disable resample. It's going to make your video look a lot smoother if you have, for example, certain footage such as iPhone quality, or just footage with, like, you know, that's a rectangle and that doesn't fill up the entire screen. You don't want to necessarily uncheck maintain aspect ratio, because that's going to stretch the entire video. That's maybe something you don't want. So just go ahead and disable the resample, but the maintain aspect ratio is just basically optional. Okay, so the next thing that you want to do then is to get a little bit more better quality is, as you can see, the footage looks just it needs to come alive a little bit more. So what we're going to do is when you hit video effects, and you want to scroll down until you see the brightness and contrast, which is this one, and then you want to basically go ahead and drag on the default onto the clip, and then you just want to mess around a little bit more with the contrast, but just make it a little bit, you know, make the colors pop out a little bit more. So if you go ahead and drag the contrast a little bit to the right, is you notice how the footage actually gets like a little, you know, better contrast, instead of just, you know, going from this looking like not really that special to kind of, you know, spiced up with some, most importantly, contrast. The brightness, you can also adjust that if it's too dark or too light, anything. I'm just going to keep that one on 0, but that's basically what you can do, bring in a little bit more contrast. If we repeat all these steps for all the footage that we have, for example, like 10 clips, for all clips, you just want to go ahead and disable the resample and, you know, add in a little bit more brightness and contrast to it. What you want to do then is go ahead and edit your video, add in the sound effects, the music that you need for your video to spice it up, and then it is time to render the video. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and select everything that we want to go ahead and render out. I'm just going to, for example, leave it at that. Then we're going to go ahead and make sure that we will hit this icon first, the project video properties. So if we hit that, you want to make sure that the template that you have selected right here is matching your render settings. So let's say that your video comes out really bad. What you want to do is you want to pick the pixel aspect ratio to square like that. At the bottom right here, it says resample mode. You want to put that one to disable resample, and then it's really important, the full resolution rendering quality, you want to put that one to best. That's going to make a lot of difference. Then the motion blur type is going to be Gaussian, and the deinterlaced method is going to be blend fields. And if you don't want to do this, you know, process all over again, just go ahead and create a template. Just give this a name, for example, render match template, for example, like that. So then we're going to go ahead and hit this diskette icon that's going to save it. Then you want to click on apply, click on OK, and now you want to go ahead and hit file. You want to go ahead and click render as, and then you want to basically, you know, select the template that you want to use. I'm just using Sony AVC/MVC, and then I'm just going to have my standard 60 FPS template. So I'm just going to go ahead and start from scratch. So we're going to pick internet 1920 by 1080 30p. But what's really important, guys, if you have filmed the video in 720p, you just want to render it out in 720p, because rendering it out in a higher resolution than you filmed it is not going to make the video bad. If you film the video in 480p and the quality isn't that great, don't think that, you know, the quality will be better when you render it out in 1080p, because that's just not the case. You want to match your render settings with the settings that you filmed it. So if you filmed it in 480p, you got to obviously render it out in 480p. But this clip that we're using as an example today is filmed with a camera with 1080p 60 fps, so that's what we're going to obviously do. So go ahead and hit the internet 1920 by 1080, click customize template, and then you want to go ahead and adjust the settings. The frame size is obviously 1920 by 1080. That's something we don't have to adjust, but the frame ratio, you want to put that one, you want to just fill in 60, and obviously it can jump to 59 points, you know, all these digits, but it's just the same as 60 fps. The field order is non-progressive scan. The pixel aspect ratio is 1.0000, and then the other things you want to keep that as it is. Then you want to go to audio, make sure that you include the audio, and you just want to leave all the settings how it is right here. System, there's nothing much to change, but then really important, in the project tab at the bottom right here, it says video rendering quality. Again, put this one from the standard one to best. Then you want to also just give this a name, for example 60 fps. For example, right here I named the intro obviously intro, but then what you want to do is you want to just preview it. Just double click on it, open it up with the media player, and then just watch the video. Just look at the quality, make it full screen, anything like that, and then just play it back with the media player and look if the quality is that great. And if the quality is bad and you upload it to YouTube, but it's already bad after you previewed it, it's not the fault of YouTube. So the last thing I also want to mention is, anytime people publish a video on YouTube, and if it's 1080p or 720p or even 4K, YouTube needs to process that. It's not going to be, you know, the second after it's been public, it's not going to be the full quality. YouTube needs to process that on their servers, and that's why it takes maybe, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes until it's the quality that you just render it out. So if you say, Alex, I just finished uploading a video, the video is live on YouTube, I just, you know, I'm going to check it in about 30 seconds how the video is doing, and the quality isn't that great, it's not a problem, guys, because the video will always end up looking on YouTube how you rendered it. So if you finished rendering a video, it is really important to just, if you published it on YouTube, just give it a little bit more time to, you know, process, and then it's going to be 1080p. So guys, so these are the tips to get the best quality out of your video. That's all I have for you guys today, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow.